Welcome back. So today we've got lots of strawberries, 24 to be precise. They're all nice and well established now. They haven't always been like this. I got these about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, and they just came in a plastic bag as bare root runners, as you can see. And the reason I've done this is because it's a lot cheaper and you can pick your varieties. Like the varieties we got today is Cambridge Favourites and Mara des Bois. I think it's French, so you'll have to pardon my French there. And I just started off by mixing these in with some perlite and multi-purpose compost and then individually potting them in all the pots like this. But they've now all grown the pots, so it's time for them to move on into some bigger pots that we've got here. These big 30 litre things. We've got amazing drainage in them, which is perfect for strawberries, hence the perlite. And we'll be adding some more of that in today. Thinking about putting 4 or 5 maybe in each pot. But yeah, it's more than enough room for them to grow, and I just can't wait to see how much fruit we get this summer. But let's get into it. So before I actually get into transplanting, I always like to do a dry run and just basically see what it's looking like before I put the soil in and make sure everything's going to fit. And for the Cambridge Favourites, I'm going to be having 4 strawberry plants for one 30 litre pot. Whereas the Mara des Bois, they're a slightly smaller plant, so I'm going to try and squeeze 5 in, they should be fine. As I know people who grow strawberries in containers and they're a lot smaller than this. For example, hanging baskets are tiny. But yeah, so they still should have plenty of room to grow and we should get a massive yield. These being in the spring and then these being in the summer. So that's one of the pros to buying bare root, as you can just pick the variety how you want it. And there's much more options. But yeah, let's get these pots filled up and get into it. So for the compost mix, I'm just going to be using a multi-purpose bag of clover mixed with some of our homemade compost. That does have a lot of bark in it, so I've just sieved all the bark out and put it in the bottom to act as a bit of drainage. So obviously that's it when it's been sieved. As well as this, I'm going to top it with some perlite here, not much, just a little bit, just to help the drainage. But yeah, the bark at the bottom is just to help the water drain out, because like I said, strawberries hate heavy waterlogged soil. So like I said, I'll be filling these halfway with our homemade compost and then just going through and adding a bit of the clover and perlite. It's pretty good quality stuff, it's just got a lot of bark in it. But yeah, let's get all these filled up first. Now, this compost is definitely still composting because it's still pretty warm, but let's get back to filling these up. Right, so now all our pots are filled with about 2/3 full of the homemade compost. We're gonna put some of the clover peat compost in now and just start potting in all our plants. However, I've just realised now, one thing is I'm gonna be taking all the flowers off each one, but I'll get into why and when we get to the transplanting. So as you can see, the soil level on the transplantings is going to be slightly below the pots, but this is because in the summer I'm going to add some mulch, and I bet you can never guess what it is. Straw, hence the name strawberries. The straw mulch is really good for strawberries. It stops the fruit from rotting, which is always a bonus, as well as keeping the moisture in the hot summer months. But yeah, let's get these filled up around, and we've also got some fish blood and bone to add in just to give them that extra boost in growth and give us a heavy yield. So I'm going to be putting a handful of fish blood and bone just into the pot itself, just a little sprinkle of it. This is just an organic fertiliser that will really help the strawberries' roots grow and the foliage as the month goes on. It's very slow releasing, so it'll keep us going for the majority of the growing season and really help us get those big first year yields that we want. There's another thing that's also going to help us get these first year yields, and that's going to be taking off all the flowers of the strawberries for the first few months, really, just to let them establish growth. This is completely up to you, but in my opinion of growing strawberries, it always seems to work best. As you can see, I've mostly done all the flowers on these. Yeah, there's none on these luckily because I've got them earlier, but if we see any, I'll be pulling them off for the next month or two. This is just to give the strawberries the best chance so that they're not focusing on producing fruit and focusing on that root growth and leafy greens up top to provide energy to the plant. Right, so I've just had to move into the greenhouse because I don't know if you can hear, but it was starting to rain and I don't really like getting wet. Well, not when I don't have to, but don't worry, I've got the strawberries with me and the compost. We've already got our blood and bone in, like I said. I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on after. I've also got a bit of copper tape to go around the edges to stop the slugs. I'll show you that later on. But yeah, let's get into transplanting the strawberries into the pots, and then we'll see how we're looking. So when it comes to this, I like to fill around the plastic pots themselves and then just take them out, and usually there should be a space spare. Well, in most cases, yeah, sometimes it doesn't work if the soil's too dry and it just collapses all around. But in this case, I think it should work because this soil is brand new. And I got it yesterday from the garden centre. I think it was about £8, but I really do like this soil. I've used it for all my seedlings. I use it for everything really. I don't have any special soil for seedlings or anything. I just tend to use this Clover multi-purpose one. It is peat based, so if you don't like peat at all, but it does say it's sustainably sourced. But yeah, it's up to you really. And then I'll just go through and pull these out. But I do want them facing more to the edges because that's where the fruit's going to hang over. So if you just centre them out like that. And then we're going to have a space here in the middle that I think I'll plant a little marigold flower in just to deter some pests. But yeah, let's get this filled up and make sure to point all the plants outside so our fruit drips over the edges. So that's the idea we're going for really. All the plants facing outwards with a little marigold in the middle just to deter pests. Also, when you do this, remember to keep the crowns like this unburied, otherwise they can rot. But yeah, then we'll just mulch up later on as the spring month comes on. I don't think there's any need for mulch at the minute, but yeah, let's do that for the other 10. So the rain has stopped, and that's all the Cambridge favourites planted up. We're now going to the Mara Dear Bois. I've just remembered I'm going to put a little handful of blood and bone meal just on the surface. As you can see, we've got a marigold in each of these. I will water all this in after, but I just think it's quicker to do it all at the same time. But yeah, let's move on to these, the spring fruit and variety, and then we'll be done. However, I am thinking, do I swap out the marigold when it comes to these and put a pansy in instead, maybe, just so I can tell the difference? I think we'll do that. Right, so like I said before, the Mara Dear Bois, the spring fruit and variety, is a little bit smaller, so we're going to be squeezing 5 in the pot this time. Doing the exact same thing again, a bit of perlite, a bit of blood and bone, then dressing at the top with a bit more blood and bone. And I think I'm going to put a winter pansy in, like I said, just to make it look a bit nicer and just fill that middle gap in. But yeah, let's get into that. So like I said before, a little bit of blood and bone, mix that in, sprinkle a little bit more perlite in. We do already have some, but just add a little bit more because strawberries love drainage. Doesn't really matter if your soil's a little bit woody like my compost is here. And same as before, point all the strawberry plants outwards. These are going to look a little bit closer together, and that's because they are, basically, because there's 5 plants instead of 4. But same again, nice and simple. All 5 plants facing slightly outwards so the fruit hangs over. Then we'll have that big gap in the middle again here, and I think, like I said, I'll put a winter pansy in there just to make it look a little bit nicer. But yeah, let's get these backfilled with some of our clover compost. These are more, I like these strawberries more than the Cambridge favourites. It might be a bit controversial, but I think the taste's nicer. I think the plants look better, they look a bit more wild, and you get strawberries a lot earlier. So when everything's fruiting in summer, you've got to look after your Cambridge favourites as well, whereas these will be done and you'll have already had plenty of strawberries off them. And sometimes you can't even get fruit that carries into summer. Not as big as Cambridge favourites, but they are a smaller, sweeter variety, I'd say. And obviously you get fruit way earlier. It's like one of the first crops I had last year to fruit. So they'll always be a staple in my garden, I'd say. And I think growing them in containers is the best way, purely because watering, you can control the parameters a lot easier. And yeah, there's no rotting basically. But yeah, that's them all done. We'll get a little pansy in the middle now. I'll go grab it out of the greenhouse. So I've just gone and grabbed my little winter pansy out the greenhouse. As you can see there, these do come back every year, so they'll probably be with these strawberry plants for the next 2 or 3 years. And my plan with these strawberry plants is mainly this year to focus on green growth, obviously because they're new, and then after that I'll be focusing on fruit, and I'll probably let them crop for 2 or 3 years, maybe 2, then I'll start taking the runners off them, because after 2 or 3 years they don't really start producing. But you've basically got unlimited strawberries once you get 1 or 2 plants, because they'll shoot these things called runners out of them, and you can literally just propagate them up really easy. That's another reason why growing them in containers is definitely better, because they can be so invasive and literally take over gardens. I've seen so many photos. But I'll get the other pot filled up, and then I'll show you my little secret to making these the best they can be. Right, now that they're all potted up, we've ended up with 10 of the Bois, along with a little winter pansy, obviously in the middle of each one. Then we've got 12 of the Cambridge favourites with marigolds in the middle. I've give the spare strawberries to my little brother for his allotment, and I'll just give these a watering now with the hose, because I've run out of rainwater, but I'm sure they'll be fine, and then they'll be ready to just stay outside. So with it being quite a warm day, but still having those showers, I'm giving these a decent soak. Ideally, I'd like it to be rainwater, but I've sadly run out, so out the hoses are going to have to do it today. So now they're all watered up, I was going to give you my top tip, which was this, some copper tape. Sadly it's not tape though, it's literally just copper metal, like there's no way for me to stick this. So I don't know whether I'm going to have to order some new stuff, or maybe just get some super glue, put it on the inside. I was literally just going to wrap it around the rim of the pots just to stop any slugs or snails, because slugs don't like this stuff. I've watched a lot of videos on it and people swear by it. It creates an electric charge when they go across it basically, so it usually deters them, and especially if it's this thick, it should stop the majority of slugs, because slugs do like strawberries. But yeah, I can't do that now, so I'll have to wait till I get some tape, and I'll just have to include you in a part 2. Looking behind me, I do now have a little peanut plant. It's very root bound, so I'm going to have to repot it, but I don't tend to get a lot from the garden centre. Usually I try to grow it all myself, but I did get 2 grafted pepper plants, purely because I haven't grown any peppers this year, and I thought, you know what, I wasn't going to, but I'll grow 2. But a little peanut, didn't even know you could get them in England. I don't know if I'll get peanuts off it. It might just be one of those things that garden centre just sell, because I know people like me will buy them. But yeah, I also got a little purple basil plant. But that's been me. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, but most of all, if you've got any tips, recommendations, please feel free to comment. Peace.